Okay, welcome everyone. And we are going to go ahead and start the Holiday Tips webinar. And so if you are joining us right now, you are looking for some solutions during your holidays. Now, that might not be a structured meal plan. It might not be a regimen that is going to keep you away from the holiday foods and the holiday parties. But everyone wants to look better and feel better at every time during the year. We just don't want to gain the 6 to 12 pounds the average American gains over the holidays. We don't want to have the stress level, and we want to increase our energy. So we want less stress, we want more energy, and we don't want to gain those 6 to 12 pounds. And then we can hit it hard in January. So we're going to give you some tips right now about a healthy and happy holiday season. So let's go ahead and share my screen and let's get started. So you can see on your screen, you can see some holiday tips right here. Less stress, more energy, sustained weight, and even maybe some holiday cash to help pay for your holidays. And we're going to get to that at the very end. So as we move forward, I'm making sure that my screen will move forward for you. What you're going to see on your screen is you're going to see an order form. And what this is, if someone has gotten this for you, it's just a really easy way to follow along. Every product that I'm going to talk about is going to be in order. And so if you have this, excellent, follow along with it. If you don't have this, you can get it afterwards and you can go back through, or you can just jot some notes down on a piece of paper. But this gives you an idea of what the price is, what the serving sizes are, and then you can take the tips that you like and incorporate them in, or you can say, no, I don't like that tip. I think I'm going to take this other tip. You can take all of them. You can take one. You can take some. Okay, so what is the first tip? The first tip is always going to be your foundation. Without a foundation, we can't build a strong, healthy body. Everything needs a strong foundation. And so we must set a foundation of good nutrition. Now, I'm going to bring you through a couple of things. As you can see on your screen, there are some things that are in addition to vitamins and minerals that can help us in our health. And the first one that you're going to see here is green tea extract. And I want to talk a little bit, you're seeing me look over at my other screen here, about what green tea does. We can drink green tea, or we can have green tea in an extract. And what it does is it regulates hormones that enhance thermogenesis. Now, what is thermogenesis? Thermogenesis is how our body burns calories. It's how we digest food, and through the digestion of food, we produce heat, and then our body dissipates that heat. So we burn more calories the more thermogenic our body is being. So when we say we want to add something that helps our body with thermogenesis, it's helping our body digest, produce more heat, and then break that heat down. And that's something that green tea extract will help out with. Fiber. We know that there's good, healthy foods that help us get more fiber, but getting in more fiber is so vital because also, in addition to being healthy for us, it creates an immediate feeling of fullness. And that's going to be really important during the holiday season when there's food around that maybe isn't typically around. Alfalfa. You know, you think of things, we're not normally sprinkling alfalfa onto our salad, but having something that helps maybe when we're overeating a little bit more during times of the year, that aids in digestion and also makes fat more soluble. It helps with breakdown of foods in our body. So great thing for our foundation. Flaxseed. It is a laxative, but a lot of people are putting flaxseed in their smoothies. But did you know that flaxseed also helps curb your hunger? So a very natural way to make sure that things are moving through us, and then also we're curbing our hunger. Now, the next thing is going to be cayenne. This is obviously a spice, but did you know that it is shown to help with digestion even more, help with migraines, prevention of blood clots, detoxification in our body when we're putting in possibly more alcohol during the holiday season, more sugar during the holiday season. The constant detoxification of our body is a good idea. Lessening of joint and nerve pain, and of course, boosting metabolism, which we want to have happen. And then licorice root, all these normal things, all these things that you don't really think of in your day-to-day diet, but they're very healthy, natural things that we can add into our diets. Licorice root is shown to prevent habitual snacking. How would you like that during the holiday season? So healthy tip number one, in setting this foundation, here are the 2 products that Advocare has that incorporate everything that I just talked about, in addition to all the vitamins and the minerals and the antioxidants that your body needs for a strong, healthy immune system. So this is where I suggest you start. Whether it doesn't matter if you're on a meal plan, doesn't matter what else you're doing, but if you want to set a strong foundation, you have to realize that a lot of people, I've been doing this for 11 years, coaching Advocare, 2 decades coaching nutrition. And a lot of people tell me that they don't want to mess up and take their Advocare when they're not being good. So they're going to wait till they're being perfect. Wrong mindset. When you are cheating a little bit more, when you're not fueling your body like you should be, when you're not exercising like you should be, being focused on your foundation, at least as a minimum, is going to help to fuel your body, keep your immune system strong, and keep you strong at the same time. So this is your staple right here. Now, after this, what you're going to see on your screen is you're going to see a couple little cute mice. But the difference between these mice is one thing. It's how many times a day they were fed a meal. They were fed the same food. They were fed the same amount of calories, but they were fed either 1 time a day or 5 times a day. And so healthy tip number 2 is don't skip meals. Don't skip your meals. I know that you're busy during the holidays, probably busier than normal, but do not skip your meals, because it is proven. It's not just, maybe it'll help me if I eat smaller meals throughout the day. It will help you if you eat smaller meals throughout the day. This study was done not only in 2014 by Salk Institute of Biological Studies, also it was in the Journal of Cell Metabolism in New York Times with a 2015 study from Ohio State University. It is true. It's not just a fad. It's not just a phase. If you stabilize your blood sugar and insulin, like it says here, you will have more energy. You will lower your blood sugar. It will help you to space out your meals. So make sure that you do that. No fasting. Okay. How do we do that? Well, here's a tip for you that can help is add in a couple of nutritious shakes during the day. The shake on the top, you're going to see the meal replacement shakes. 24 grams of easily digestible protein, 24 grams of a slow release carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals. It tastes good. It's on the go. Now, if that's too challenging for you to put some water with it and shake it up in a shaker cup, then you can also do the premix. So the RTD, you just twist the cap off and drink it. So when I'm traveling, I take the meal replacement shakes. Because if I'm doing only a carry-on, I can't take the RTD through security. So that's kind of how I choose the difference between the 2 of them, is whether I'm going to be out and about traveling or just in my car, and whether I have to go through security at the airport. So keep that in mind if you're going to be traveling for the holidays. Those RTDs have to go in your luggage, not in your carry-on. Okay, healthy tip number 3. What does less hunger equal? Less hunger equals less overeating. If we are naturally less hungry, we will naturally eat less, and you will, and there's things that can help you with that. Now we talked about green tea extract. That is different than green coffee bean. Okay. Now here's the biggest misconception, because you hear coffee and you think caffeine and you think stimulant, but that's not the case. The green coffee bean is low in caffeine and it's not a stimulant. The green coffee bean has been shown, and it's actually not coffee, because coffee is actually the roasted bean, and this is not the roasted bean. So what does it do? It promotes a balanced blood sugar by inhibiting the release of glucose. Glucose is sugar. And so then there's properties in it, an antioxidant called chlorogenic acid. And what that does is it boosts metabolic output in the liver. And what that does is burn fat. So all of this together supports lean body mass by hindering the absorption of fats in our body. And this does not work in your coffee drink. It works in green coffee bean extract. So we want to get some of that. We also want to get some Garcinia, or Garcinia cambogia is what some people know it as. And this is a little tiny green fruit from Southeast Asia. And its active ingredient is called HCA, hydrochloric acid. And it's linked to regulation of cortisol. So if you don't know what cortisol is, we call it the stress hormone. And so if you can regulate cortisol, then you can also, it's been said, you can help regulate anxiety or stress and just get a little bit of that calmer feeling. But what I really love about Garcinia cambogia is I feel like it's the super, for me, I look at all of the research on Garcinia cambogia and I'm like, super fruit, super weight loss protection, because it helps reduce appetite. Okay, so less appetite, burns fat by boosting metabolism, and helps with digestion all at the same time. And again, not a stimulant. So this is fantastic. Next one, moringa leaf. Notice these are all just natural things from a fruit, from a moringa is a tree. You know what? I made a bad. It has an N in it. It's not moringa, it's moringa, but I'm not going to re-record. So there is an N in there. It is a small tree from India, Pakistan, and Nepal, and has been used for thousands of years by Eastern countries. You'll see on here vitamins A, C, E. It has minerals, calcium, potassium. It is just a packed, nutrition-filled the leaf of the tree, and they take the leaves off of this tree. It has protein. It's abundant in antioxidants. It's been shown, I could not fit everything on here. I just put a couple of things, but it's been shown to decrease inflammation, reduction in blood lipid and glucose levels, as well as regulation of oxidative stress. Now, what does that mean? Reduction in blood lipid means cholesterol. Reduction in glucose levels means blood sugar levels. And oxidative stress means less cell damage. So when those big, heavy words come, you're like, what does that mean in my body? So a great thing to add. Now, what are the two products that have these? You're going to look at Slim and you're going to look at Crave Check. Now, really the difference, these both reduce appetite. I love them both. It's really hard for me to choose between these two, but one's a drink and one's a pill. So, you know, what do you prefer? They both work fantastic. Slim tends to work right away. You just take one and it's going to work right away. Crave Check, you want to take one and then skip a meal and then take one at another meal. And so it should be about 6 hours apart during your day for the Crave Check. So it could be at snack 1 and snack 2. It could be at breakfast and lunch, or it could be at lunch and dinner for the Crave Check. I love both. You can take both of them, but if it's a budget issue and you just really want some appetite control and to boost your metabolism a little bit, then you'll want to probably choose one or the other based on what you think is best for you. Okay, and do more research on these ingredients that are on the back. You're just going to find amazing things about the research, and I encourage you to go do that. Tip number 4, eat protein and fat first and pre-fuel prior to being around food. Why? Why does this help? Well, eating protein or a fat first slows the absorption of the carbohydrates that you may eat. The slower carbohydrates enter into our bloodstream, the slower they break down into sugars, the less sugar overcrowds our blood vessels, and the less insulin our brain tells our body to produce to shuttle out all of the sugar that's in the blood vessels. And when this process happens slower, your blood sugar level will stay more steady, and it will balance out your blood sugar levels throughout the day. the less we can do this throughout the day, the healthier that's going to be for our bodies, whether we are pre-diabetic, diabetic, or we're just an everyday person trying to be as healthy as we can be. Okay, pre-fuel prior to being around food. This is just kind of a no-brainer thing, but I know mentally you're going, I'm going to a dinner party. There's going to be such good food. Oh man, you want to be hungry because you want to enjoy it. But if you're concerned about gaining weight, or if you're concerned about, just protecting what you have over the holidays, have a shake beforehand. Pre-fuel your body beforehand. You can still enjoy your evening. You can still enjoy food, but you won't overeat. Enjoy it. But here's another tip for you. Every bite that you have at a dinner party or when you're out and about, put your fork down in between each bite and take a sip of water, wine, whatever it is that you're drinking. And then pick your fork back up, take another bite. Your body will naturally produce a hormone called leptin, which will tell you that you are full. But if you eat really fast and you're talking, you're eating, and you're not putting that fork down, your body won't have a chance to catch up to produce that hormone leptin to tell you that you're full. Your body will naturally do that for you if you let it. So there's another tip for you that wasn't even in here. Now, tip number 5, we use natural herbs, aminos, and minerals, not just for reducing appetite and boosting our metabolism, but also for lessening stress and improving sleep, which helps a lot, right? So what are some things that can help you do that? Well, let's look at this. Oh, thank you. I just got on our chat. Wow, great tips, Jennifer. This is just what I needed. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Okay, so I'm going to move on here. The first thing is passion flower. Okay, well, what does this flower do? Passion flower is shown to help with anxiety, ADHD, reducing inflammation, lowering blood pressure, and improving sleep. Sounds good to me. It's got a wide variety of things that it is helpful for. This is an amino acid. Anytime you see an L before something, that signifies this is an amino acid. Remember, our body has essential and non-essential amino acids. Our body makes some, our food provides some. L-theanine, shown to increase brain alpha waves and help with calmness, as well as reduce the body's negative stress response. So alpha waves are normally what our body produces when we're sleeping. But also they can be produced when we're meditating or when we're in a calm state of mind or when the body is in a resting state. Most are when we're sleeping. But this particular amino acid is actually shown to increase our brain alpha waves when we're awake. And so it has this calming feeling in what the studies have shown. You can see the brain alpha waves increasing. It's pretty cool. And it just helps a little bit with stress. Because it makes someone feel a little bit calmer. So a really great thing to have in some of our products. Magnesium seems like a pretty normal thing, right? A lot of people think of this just as a mineral and, it's great. But what really is its importance in what it can do. And so this could have been a 2-page spread on magnesium. But some of the things that I wanted to show you guys is shown to help lower blood pressure and reduce stress, been shown to reduce an abnormal heartbeat and improve cardiovascular health, shown to help with treatment for type 2 diabetes, insomnia, depression, as well as soothe our sore tight muscles. It just goes on and on and on. So different studies show different things. And they all say may. We are not making any medical claims here. We're not saying that, get a bunch of magnesium in you and all these things are going to happen. But all of these studies show progress in the right direction in all of these different areas. And it doesn't say will, it says may. So we're not making any medical claims, but research shows what research shows. And I love to do the research and look at these different studies. So So let's talk about one more, and then we'll see what products that we should be targeting if these are our goals for less stress and better sleep. The last one is magnolia bark extract. Obviously, this, whenever we say bark, it comes from a tree, shown to balance cortisol levels. Remember, that's that stress hormone that we want to regulate. And when we regulate that stress hormone, it reduces anxiety and it reduces stress levels. So here's your two products that are going to help with that. I believe these products are talked about so often, and they are so fabulous for, sometimes we talk about Spark a lot because it gives you focus and concentration and energy. But what if you just want to be calm? What if you just want to just take it down a level and just relax? These are the two products for you, if that is what you're looking for. So you can see the products, the ingredients that we talked about on the page before, and how that fits into your clear mood and how that fits into your SleepWorks. So choose appropriately. Again, one is a liquid, one is a pill. Does it matter for you? If it does, you can choose appropriately. Here's what I love about the SleepWorks. You can take that bottle of SleepWorks and put it in hot water and drink it like a tea at night. And I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. And Nathan, I see your comment. Yes, this will absolutely be available after, and we'll be posting that order form that I talked about so you can follow along and see how many servings each thing has, and choose the tips that are best for you for the holidays. So yes, it will be available. Okay, healthy tip number 6. We're getting towards number 10. Healthy tip number 6 is you've got to stay hydrated at a time of year. The holidays, you may drink alcohol, you may not drink alcohol, but usually during the holidays, if you do, that level may be elevated a bit. There's more parties, and we can tend to get dehydrated. Not only can that lower your metabolism up to 33%, studies have shown, but look at the things on your screen. It can cause lightheadedness and headaches, fatigue, joint pain, bad breath, accelerated heartbeat. And that's my favorite picture of this little guy on the toilet here, because you can get digestive issues and constipation from not being hydrated. So there is lots of reasons to make sure that we stay hydrated. Now, I've taught you this before, but I'm going to reiterate, hydration is not just about H2O. It is also about electrolytes. Electrolytes are the essential minerals that your body needs, and that is what's in our Rehydrate. There's no stimulation in our Rehydrate, but it is going to give you the minerals that your body needs. It is not just a sports drink. It is something that you can have every day, and you can have it at night. You can have it in the morning. You can have it when you're working out. Some of the other things that water is important for. Your brain takes water first and foremost. And so when your body is dehydrated, it takes water from the rest of the body, your brain will. And so also, if, you know how you can get a headache in the morning after you drink too much wine, things like that? If you're dehydrated, your body's pulling all of the liquid up into your brain because it needs it most. And there are toxins from what you did the night before. And that's why we're getting that headache that's coming along, that nice feeling that we get in the morning that we like to call the after party, right? But Rehydrate is going to help with that. Actually mixing a Spark and a Rehydrate together is going to help if you have a little bit of a hangover in the morning. Heart, temperature, digestion, kidneys. I could just go on and on about how important it is for you to make sure that you have your water and your electrolytes, and that your body's staying well hydrated. Okay. Number 7, healthy tip number 7 is you have to move. I know we're getting really technical on you. You got to move. Now, the picture that you see on your screen, I actually just put it up because it's nice and colorful. But the tip that I want to give you is the difference between lifting, resistance training, and cardiovascular training, because they are different. And I know some of you tend to stay away from the resistance training because you don't know what to do. It's easier to go take a walk or get on a treadmill. But here's the thing. Cardiovascular exercise burns calories while you're doing it, increases your heart rate. It's good for your cardiovascular system, and it's going to burn calories for about an hour after you're done as your heart gets back down to the heart rate that it was when you started. And so say you work out for an hour, there's maybe a 2-hour burn, and it's very good for your cardiovascular system as well. So you're burning calories for 2 hours. Resistance training, you take the muscle fibers and you tear them. That's what's supposed to happen. That's a good thing. And then they have to repair themselves. And so for 24, 48, maybe 56 hours, when you get sore, your body is repairing those muscle fibers and it's bringing them back together again. And if you're eating the appropriate proteins and the appropriate foods, it might make that muscle stronger. And if you're not eating appropriately, the muscle will repair, but it might not get any stronger. So what's the difference? The entire time that the body is in repair mode, it's burning calories, not just the hour you're doing cardio and the hour after. But when you lift weights and you tear those muscle fibers, you are burning calories the entire time your body is repairing. And then if you're eating the appropriate amounts of protein, having your pre and post workout possibly, then if your muscle is stronger as a result, you're going to burn more calories sitting on the couch next to somebody else because you will have more lean muscle tissue. And that is an important thing. And I'm going to show you how important that is right now because studies show the average person will lose as much as 3 to 5% of their muscle mass each decade after age 30. It says average. We don't have to be average in AdvoCare. Okay, we can protect what we have and we can build more. Absolutely. There is no reason. I'm 41 years old. I have more lean muscle tissue now than I did when I was 20 because I build more and I protect what I have. So Catalyst on your screen protects what you have. It is a branched chain amino acid. Amino acids are what protein breaks down into, and it protects your muscle so that your body is forced to more efficiently burn fat for energy, right? So this is amazing. When you're moving, your body's looking for calories to burn. Don't let it burn your muscle because it will if it gets a chance to. Force your body to burn your fat stores by making sure your workouts are about 2 hours after your last meal. So it's not burning the calories you just gave it. If you want to take a pre-workout, great. But if you're in weight loss mode, your workout should be about 2 hours after you last ate. You can take Catalyst, you can take a pre-workout, but you shouldn't have a meal. And then you should eat your next meal after. All right. So unless you're trying to build muscle and gain weight, then you're going to have a meal before and you're going to do it with your lifting. Okay. About 45 minutes before. Okay. I got a message on here. Catalyst. Woohoo. Okay. Healthy tip number 9 is when all else fails, you have your damage control. Now, if you were with me last year, we started with this and we said, okay, holiday tips, here it is, damage control. But you know what? I wanted to change gears this year, and here's why. I don't want to give you a free ticket to cheat. That's not what this is about. This is not about, okay, here you go, Phibotrim Carb-Ease and ThermoPlus. Phibotrim blocks fat. Carb-Ease slows the absorption of carbohydrates, and ThermoPlus is going to boost your metabolism, so it's going to burn more just while you're sitting there. So go ahead and cheat. That's not what it's about. All of the other tips that I gave you can naturally help you eat less and control your food choices naturally. This is just the icing on the cake. Okay, this is not a free ticket to go eat whatever you want all the time, or you will get yourself stuck in the holiday season going, I still gained, because there is a threshold of calories that when we go over it, there's nothing that we can do. So let's naturally do some things that we're just not eating as much. We're making better food choices. And all of the other tips I gave you are the ones I want you to look at first. If you need to go back through this webinar, that's okay. And then if you want to add this as icing on the cake, you are more than welcome to do that. 3, 2, 1 is how you take them. Before a cheat meal, 3 5-0 trim, 2 carbies, 1 Thermo Plus is how you want to do that. And I do train on the 5-0 trim that 3 capsules, the doctors have told us that it's about 10 grams of saturated fat that are going to be blocked by that. And I know you're like, wow, 10 grams of fat that I don't have to worry about. I'm going to take 9 capsules and make it 30 grams. Don't do that, because you will have a lot of gas at your party and you'll want to go home. It is fiber and it expands in your stomach, and 3 of them is perfect. 6 or 9, you're going to get gas. So be really careful. So I have to give you the little secrets, because I might say I tested them all out, and they don't work to take more. So take what it says. It says that for a reason. Okay. Healthy tip number 9, continued, is plan today and let's plan for 2018. As I close this up, I have a saying, you might have heard me say it before: if you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. So usually during the holidays, there's one meal at nighttime that's a party or something fun or somewhere you're going. It's not every meal all day long. Yes, there might be some things at the office like cookies and candies and things that aren't usually there. But if you bring your meals and you actually prepare and bring what you're supposed to, it is so easy to eat your meal and not be as tempted. But if you're starving and you haven't brought anything for the day, you're going to grab one of those cookies. You're going to grab one of those baked goods that somebody brought that you really love. But if you bring your food, I know that I don't like to waste food. So first of all, I don't want to waste it. Second of all, I'm not as hungry because I brought what I was supposed to. And so if you don't prepare, you prepare to fail. Make sure that you take some time once a week to prepare some things. In my refrigerator right now is a huge Tupperware of yams that have been cooked for about 50 minutes on 350 and then diced up. And they're so I can take them with me. They're in the refrigerator in a big Tupperware. Also chicken breast, cooked, diced up. It's good for a whole week in the fridge, and I can just take it and go. Vegetables, we just flash. I don't like them raw, but I don't like them soft. And so just that al dente in the middle, they're cooked, they're ready to go, but they're still nice and firm. They're ready to go. You know, it's so much easier when you can grab and go. You've heard me say before, if you had to bake a loaf of bread every time you made a sandwich, you wouldn't have very many sandwiches. So let's prepare. Now, let's also prepare. This is the most exciting part I'm ready to show you, is we already have a plan for you in January for 2018. We want to help you do a 180 in your transformation starting in January. And so there we have your tips for the holidays. And then in January, we want you to start with us to turn around your health, to turn around your nutrition. And we don't want you to pay now. We just want you to commit now. I want you to commit that you're going to be with us. We are going to have meal plans. We are going to have exercises. We are going to have AdvoCare. We are going to have support. We are going to have recipes. We are going to be a one-stop shop for everything that you need. You don't have to hire expensive trainers. You don't have to hire a nutritionist. You just need to commit with us for 2018. And we are just honored to lock arms with you and do a 180, all of us. And so what you can see on your screen right now is you can see that depending on which team you are a part of, and if you don't know, just ask, someone will know, your jot form is going to be a little bit different. Now, remember, this is a commitment to join us, And what's going to happen when you fill out this jot form is someone's going to call you. One of our qualified coaches is going to call you, and they are going to just give you some next steps, ask you about your goals a little bit more. We ask you about your goals in the jot form. And what we will do is we'll set an appointment for later in December, probably December 26th, 27th, 28th, where we'll be deciding your regimen based on your goals, also based on your budget. That's, you make the decisions. We don't make the decisions for you. We just give you the options, and then you get to choose. And so what we'll do is there'll be a qualified coach that calls you. May not be the person that invited you to fill out the jot form, but it will be someone that's qualified to answer your questions and just set some next steps up for you. And then, like I said, we'll be just going here throughout the holidays, either on our Facebook group pages just to encourage and support, but we really won't be starting things up for this side of things until January. So hopefully you wrote down the jot form that's for you. You can go fill that out tonight, today, tomorrow, whatever works for you, and somebody will give you that call when you click submit. Now, healthy tip number 10, for those of you that are still listening, is, you know what, some of you have been taking Advocare for quite a long time. And when you watch a good movie, or you go to a good restaurant, or you love a certain product, it is very natural to say, hey, this works great for me. And I think there's value for you here too. You could have so much value in what Advocare could provide in your life with your health and your nutrition. And I don't know if you're saying that to people, but I know that 11 years ago when I started Advocare and I dropped my body fat from 18% down to 8%, I believed that I had something of value for people, and I felt the want to share. And I cared enough to go, hey, this really worked for me. And I believe it can work for you too. And so as something that not only can help other people in what their goals are, because if they don't have a goal we can help them with, then we don't have anything for them. But I believe we do. And so if you choose to share, and that is completely your option, it is not an obligation, but if you choose to share, I want you to know that Advocare just recently added on what's called a new distributor bonus. And so if you're a preferred customer, you can't get credit for referring someone. But if you upgrade to a distributor, it's $40. You get $35 of product samples for doing it. And now you have the ability to get credit when you share with someone and they get started. Whether you help them or whether your coach helps them, you can get credit for that. If you help, for example, 2 people start a 24-day challenge, that's going to earn you a $100 bonus for the holidays. And so you can see on your screen the different levels of bonuses, but it's up to $400 in bonuses. I had a gal just last week who has done a couple 24-day challenges, loved her results. She's a preferred customer. Amy Slesk, you might be listening. She lives in Bellingham, Washington. And she said, my mom wants to get started on a 24-day challenge. And I've got a couple friends who would love to try some Spark. What do I do? And I said, you just need to upgrade to a distributor. And let me show you how to put their orders in. And so in one day, just from saying, what do I do? My mom wants to get started. I got a couple people that want Spark. She actually had one friend get a 10-day cleanse. She earned $126 in one day because she hit that first bonus level. And she also earned the difference between her discount and their discount. And so if that's something that's interesting to you and you've never thought about it, then please just ask us. Again, it's something that we feel honored to do. We feel that it's a privilege to be able to do for other people. And if that can help you with your holidays, it's another thing that will lower stress levels definitely for the holidays to have a little bit extra cash. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. And I always love to end a webinar by coming back and looking you in the eyeball. So I'm not sharing my screen anymore, but I just want you to know how honored we are to lock arms with you on your journey of health and wellness. Whatever it is that you're looking for in improving your quality of life, we are honored to partner with you. And we always want to be transparent with you. We want to be real with you. We know it's not easy all the time. We know it's not a cakewalk to look and feel the way you want. We know you're going to make mistakes. We know that sometimes we all eat the cookie or have the strawberry shortcake or eat waffles. We are human, but we're here in this together through all the ups and all the downs. And so if you need guidance, if you need support, if you're having a bad day, that is what we're all here for together. There are so many people, regardless of what group you're in or what Facebook page you're on, there are so many people that are here to support you. And so I want to give you a tip of always run towards the support when you're feeling down. A lot of times we tend to shrink back and go, I'm going to handle it all by myself. I can get through this. And I always teach my team there's a difference between a backpack and a boulder. And you go, what's that? That has nothing to do with nutrition. A backpack is our daily load. You can't ask someone to always make your meals for you, and you can't ask someone to put the food in your mouth. That's your backpack. To remember to take your metabolic nutrition system, it's on you. You got to take ownership of that. But there's boulders along the way, and boulders you can't move by yourself. And some of you are trying to move the boulders and they won't budge, because they don't budge unless you get people surrounded around you that can help you move them. And so you have to recognize the difference. You got to wear your backpack. Don't wear everybody else's backpack. They're not yours to wear. Everybody needs to take ownership of what they need to, and then we help each other move the boulders together. So I hope that's helpful for you. And I'm having a question. What was the JotForm address for the Johnsons? I want you to look on the Daily Rise is for the Johnsons Facebook group. For the DeTracy Facebook group, it's Advocare Team Evolve results. We will post those JotForms on there, and you'll have them available to you. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, day, whenever it is that you're watching this. And we hope this was helpful for you. All right, take care.